2020 has opened a lot of eyes. I know mine's did. A lot of people found themselves unable to pay their rent or their bills. I'm sure many of us know people that caught the Rona, or at least know someone that knows someone that knows someone that caught it. And even if you didn't, you probably can't deny the fact that it has greatly impacted your life in some way or another. Times like these highlight the importance of financial literacy. I'm sure a lot of people wish they had better money habits before the pandemic hit. If you're one of those people looking to better your life and take a step closer to financial freedom and literacy, well, it's about time you found this channel. Make sure to watch the video till the very end. I'm going to tell you every single thing you need to know to flip your finances upside down and start your path towards building a much brighter financial future. Also, we just hit 50 subscribers. We're now at the point where I actually don't know who all my subscribers are, which is a good thing because that means somebody I didn't harass to subscribe to my channel is out there actually watching these videos. But hey, thanks to everyone. As little as 50 may seem, it's 50 more people than I had when I started this. 50 thank you to all of you guys. Alright, on to the reason why you clicked on this video. So we know times are tough and uncertain. And the fact that you've clicked on this video means there's a small part of you that acknowledges that you may need some financial advice or guidance to get through these times, or maybe just in general. There are 5 things you need to do to make sure you stay healthy during any economic period, whether times are good or bad. These 5 things are equally very important, so make sure to hear them all out so that you are fully prepared in any eventuality. So let's get right to it. So the first thing you absolutely need to do is hold yourself accountable for every single dollar that comes in and out of your bank account. You need to know how much money you spend every single month and how much you earn in comparison. And no, we don't want an estimate or a rough ballpark here. You want to know exactly how much money it takes for you to get through a full month. I'm talking rent, bills, food, and everything in between. If you have bills that you pay every year or maybe every 6 months, divide them appropriately so you get the monthly amount. For example, if your car insurance bill is about $400 every 6 months, then your monthly car insurance cost is actually $66.66, so on and so forth. Knowing your expenses is a crucial skill for anyone seeking financial freedom. You'd be surprised by the number of people that can't tell you all the services they're subscribed to or what bills they have on autopay. An estimated 75% of all return payments for merchants in the online subscription space can be chalked up to customers who paid for services but then claimed they hadn't intended to and contested the charges, according to a study sponsored by MasterCard. So don't be a statistic and take control of your hard-earned money, because statistically speaking, I bet there's a charge on your card from a subscription service you no longer need or use. Or maybe you forgot to cancel the free trial. So go ahead, check it right now. And if I was right, comment what it was, because I'm curious. It'll probably be a gym membership. It always is the gym memberships. If you don't go after this video, just cancel it, because you know that I know, and we both know that you're probably not gonna go until January 1st. But anyways, let me tell you how I went about figuring out my expenses. Most people only have 1 or 2 checkings account and maybe 1 or 2 credit cards, usually from the same banks. So what I want you to do right now is sign in on your banking app and find your last statement. It'll contain a whole month's worth of expenses and all the money that's been deposited. Go through it line by line and categorize every single thing in an appropriate category like rent, groceries, outdoor dining, utilities, subscriptions, and etc. Make sure to only use expenses that are recurring. So if you buy a new wig for your grandma, don't include that on there unless you're buying her a brand new wig every single month. By doing this, you'll get an idea of where most of your money is going. I have a feeling it's going to be rent for most of us, but once you're done, you'll be face to face with all of your bad spending habits. Go ahead and make a note of how much you spend in each category separately and also add them all up for a grand total of your monthly expenses. This number, ladies and gentlemen, is the number you need in order to make it through another month. Remember it. Next up is your income. This is much easier, I promise. Most people are going to be employed, so just add up a month's worth of paychecks and there you go. If you're self-employed or you're employed and self-employed at the same time, just take an average of your income over the last 12 months. When you subtract your expenses from your income, this amount you have left is hopefully greater than 0. This, my friends, is what you should be saving and investing. Over time, you can start by cutting out things you deem unnecessary or maybe over the top and tightening your budget further and further until you spend only absolutely what you need. Getting in the habit of not spending without care or consideration is something you'll thank yourself for much later down the line. Eventually, when you start earning more and more money, you'll stick to the same expenses. Therefore, your leftover income will only grow from here. Don't be a victim of lifestyle inflation. It's very, very easy to spend more when you have more, but sticking to a budget will help you stay on track and protect you from big financial risks during times of uncertainty or an economic crisis. Number two, you want to diversify your investment portfolio. Every type of investment will have good months, bad years, and great decades. Real estate can rock for a year straight, but tech stocks could fall. Crypto can skyrocket while the broad market is down, and vice versa. That's why it's important to not expose yourself to just one type of investment. It's good to own a little bit of everything, so that on years where your property value goes down by maybe 5%, maybe your Dogecoin is up by 20%. So try to own a little bit in multiple areas. But be careful not to spread yourself too thin also. You don't want to own 100 random stocks either just for the sake of diversification. No asset is completely risk-free. You just have to assess the risk-reward ratio that you can personally tolerate and invest accordingly. But basically just make sure you are exposed to multiple asset classes. I recommend for those of you who aren't well versed in the stock market and stock analysis to just buy into the S&P 500. It's a stock comprised of the top 500 companies in the US. It's as diversified as it gets, and it has returned an average of 7% adjusted for inflation year over year. You can literally set up auto invest on most trading platforms and forget about it. This way you'll be constantly buying the dip regardless of any economic situation. Index funds are one of the best protections against volatility. There are plenty out there for you to choose from so that you can dip your toes in every single type of industry out there. In addition to real estate, stocks, and crypto, you should also allocate some cash aside. Although it will not appreciate in value because of our deflationary monetary system, cash is king during periods of economic downturns. You can use it to buy the dip, and it also is nice to have something liquid in the event of an emergency. You can have $100 million worth of land, but you probably won't be able to sell it like you would a stock in mere seconds and use the cash right away. But all in all, make sure to do your own research before taking any drastic financial decisions though. Number three, this is also extremely important. In the same way you need to diversify your portfolio of investments, you also need to diversify your income. Most people only have one stream of income. Yes, that's the most stressful one, your job. Don't get me wrong, having a job is fine and all, but you lack control over pretty much all aspects of it. You probably can't make your own hours, you probably won't get paid if you don't actually show up, you have no control over your pay, and most of all, you could literally get fired any day and be left without any means of paying your bills. Your income is what allows you to do anything. You can't pay bills, save, or invest without an income to begin with. So I take back what I said about these 5 tips. This one is actually the most important one. Most wealthy people have multiple streams of income for a reason. This couldn't be any more important during an economic crisis or, say, a random illness that takes over the world and just gets about everyone laid off. You need to have a job, a side hustle, a YouTube channel, a podcast, a small business, and write a book nowadays to make it anywhere. Okay, maybe not all those things, but you know what I mean. It shouldn't be the end of the world if you can show up to work one day. You can drive Uber or get a commission check on a real estate transaction or proceeds from the music or maybe audiobooks you sell online. There are so many possibilities since the internet was created. All it takes is for you to get started and stick to it. People who don't seek anything do not get anything. So get you a side project, start a little business on the side, and grow it over time. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly. By diversifying your income, you can keep investing and saving to protect yourself against anything versus losing your job and being financially crippled. Number 4, using credit, margin, and loans responsibly. Debt is like fire. You can cook a nice tender and juicy steak with it, or you can burn your whole apartment complex down. It's extra important to be careful when acquiring extra debt during times of uncertainty. Credit and leverage is very important when building wealth. It's also very important to know how to distinguish between good debt and bad debts before taking it on. Do your homework. Analyze the pros and cons thoroughly before doing so. That way you won't regret it later down the line when it's too late. It's a good debt when you can borrow at $100 per month and make $150 using the funds borrowed. That's a $50 profit on money you never even had to come up with yourself. It's bad debt when you go and finance a brand new Mercedes when it puts no extra value in your life or puts you in no position to earn more than the payments you have to make on it. Get in the habit of weighing the pros and the cons of buying anything. It doesn't have to be borrowed money. Do not spend your hard-earned money on anything that won't bring you long-term happiness or at least put you in a position to make a higher return on your investment. Last but not least, number 5. If for some reason you deplete your savings, you have nobody to bail you out, you lost your job, and have all of your business crashing to the ground, having an emergency fund will be your life savior. Having 6 months worth of expenses stashed away in a separate savings account can be the last thing between you and getting evicted or having no way of getting back on your feet, or maybe even worse. Using the expenses you've calculated at the beginning of this video, just multiply that monthly amount by 6 and slowly put money aside in a separate account and forget about it. If you have a savings account with enough funds to cover your living expenses for that long and you don't trust yourself with it, you can transfer it into a separate account and that way you won't see it. Money out of sight is money you can't spend. Remember, I make these videos for entertainment purposes only, so make sure to do your own research before making any major financial move. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this or if I've helped you in any way, hit the like button for your boy. Also, if you want more Big Brain Finance content, make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's @BigBrainFinances. And also I made a Discord channel not too long ago, so if you want to talk anything finance, make sure to check that link down in the description and say hi when you follow. But that's all I have for you guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.